Your soulmate has been secretly preparing to reunite with you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because what you're about to hear feels like a message that arrived exactly when it was meant to. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Somewhere, beyond everything you can see, a quiet decision has already begun changing the direction of two lives. Not through magic. Not through coincidence. Through moments that almost went unnoticed. While you were busy wondering whether this connection had faded forever, someone was slowly rebuilding the courage they once lost. Every day they replayed conversations that never happened. Every night they imagined what they would say if destiny offered just one more chance. They stopped running from the memories they tried so hard to bury. Instead, they started facing them. One by one. Piece by piece. The strange part is that nobody around them truly understands why they suddenly seem different. They smile at unexpected moments. They pause whenever your name appears in conversation. They quietly disappear just to think. Something inside them has changed, and they can no longer pretend it hasn't. Don't skip, because the next truth explains why this change is happening now. What if the silence you've been experiencing wasn't the end at all? What if it was preparation? What if every delay was creating the exact moment needed for two unfinished stories to finally meet again? They haven't announced anything. They haven't confessed anything. But their actions have already begun speaking louder than words ever could. And by the time you realize what they've been preparing, you'll understand why none of this happened by accident. There is another secret they have never shared with anyone. Every time they almost convinced themselves to move on, something reminded them of you. A familiar song. A familiar place. A sentence spoken by a complete stranger that somehow carried your memory back into the room. They tried calling it coincidence, yet it kept happening. Eventually, they stopped fighting it. Instead of asking, "Why can't I forget?" they began asking a different question. What if this story isn't finished yet? That single question changed everything. Since then, they've quietly started becoming the person they wished they had been before everything fell apart. They are correcting mistakes no one else even knows about. They're letting go of old fears that kept them trapped. They're preparing conversations inside their mind over and over again, hoping that when the moment finally arrives, they won't waste it this time. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The biggest surprise isn't that they're thinking about a reunion. The biggest surprise is how long they've secretly been preparing for it without telling a single soul. They don't want another misunderstanding. They don't want another goodbye. This time, if they step forward, they want it to mean something real. And somewhere deep inside, they keep wondering the same question that refuses to leave them. Will I still be welcomed if I finally return? But don't think the story ends there, because tonight another piece quietly falls into place. While everyone else believes life is simply moving forward, invisible threads are pulling forgotten moments back together. Your soulmate has reached a point where pretending no longer feels easier than telling the truth. They have begun noticing details they ignored before. They recognize your value in ways they never did. They understand that some people appear only once in a lifetime, and losing them creates a silence nothing else can fill. That realization has been following them everywhere. It waits for them in the morning. It follows them through the afternoon. It whispers to them before they fall asleep. They haven't made a dramatic announcement. They haven't arrived at your door. Not yet. Because they're still making sure that when the reunion happens, it won't be another temporary chapter. They want it to become the beginning of something stronger than what existed before. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the one unexpected step they've already taken in complete silence, a step that nobody saw, a step that could change everything faster than either of you imagined. And when that hidden preparation finally comes into the light, you'll understand why this story has only just begun. A quiet shift has already begun, and your soulmate knows there is no turning back now. Don't skip, because this is where everything starts becoming impossible to ignore. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, they believed they could hide behind silence forever, convincing themselves that time would erase what they felt. Instead, the opposite happened. Every day apart made the truth louder inside their heart. They started noticing how every future they imagined somehow led back to you. Even when they tried filling their life with distractions, there was always an empty space that refused to disappear. That emptiness became a reminder instead of a wound. It pushed them to ask difficult questions they had spent months avoiding. What if I let the best person walk away? What if fear stole the future I truly wanted? Those questions have become impossible to silence. They have already begun preparing for conversations that nobody knows about. They imagine seeing you again. They replay every possible reaction. They wonder whether you'll smile, whether you'll stay quiet, or whether you'll simply walk away. The uncertainty frightens them, but losing another opportunity frightens them even more. That is why they have stopped waiting for perfect timing. Instead, they are preparing themselves to become worthy of the reunion they secretly dream about. Every lesson they've learned has brought them closer to this moment. Every regret has shaped a stronger version of who they are becoming. They don't want another temporary connection built on confusion. They want honesty. They want peace. They want the chance to show you that people really can change when the right person changes their heart. Don't skip, because the next truth explains why they suddenly feel that waiting any longer could become the biggest mistake of their life. Something else has happened that they never expected. They have quietly started letting go of everything that once kept them emotionally trapped. Old fears no longer have the same power. The opinions of other people no longer control every decision they make. They have realized that living according to someone else's expectations only left them feeling empty. That realization has made them incredibly brave. They are no longer preparing because someone told them to. They are preparing because, deep inside, they finally understand what truly matters. They have even started changing small habits that once created distance between the two of you. They pay more attention to the way they communicate. They think before reacting. They refuse to let pride speak louder than love anymore. Every quiet improvement is another unseen step toward the reunion they've imagined so many nights. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The most surprising part is that people around them have started noticing the difference without understanding the reason behind it. Friends ask why they suddenly seem calmer. Family members notice a confidence that wasn't there before. No one realizes those changes are connected to one simple hope, the hope that when your paths cross again, they'll finally be ready instead of afraid. The preparation is no longer just emotional. It has become part of the way they live each day, bringing them closer to a future they once believed had disappeared forever. Now another door is beginning to open, and this is where the story becomes even more powerful. Your soulmate has reached the point where dreams are slowly becoming decisions. They are no longer asking whether they should reconnect. They are asking how they should do it in the right way. That difference changes everything. Don't skip, because what comes next may surprise you more than anything you've heard so far. There is one final fear still standing between them and the reunion they have secretly prepared for, a fear that you may no longer believe in the connection the way they do. That single thought keeps them awake more often than anyone knows. Yet instead of running from it, they are gathering the courage to face it. They know that some opportunities come only once in a lifetime, and they refuse to lose this one through hesitation. Every passing day strengthens their determination. Every memory reminds them why they started preparing in the first place. Very soon, a choice will have to be made, and once that choice is made, nothing between the two of you will ever feel the same again. The next chapter reveals the silent promise they made to themselves. A promise they have told absolutely no one, yet it has the power to change the direction of both your lives forever. There is something your soulmate has never admitted out loud, not because the feeling isn't real, but because speaking it would make everything impossible to ignore. Don't skip, because this is where the hidden preparation reaches a completely different level. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The reunion has stopped being a distant dream inside their mind. It has become a decision they quietly revisit every single day. They have started imagining the exact moment your paths cross again. They picture the expression on your face. They wonder if you'll recognize the change in their eyes before they even say a word. More than anything, they hope that when you look at them, you won't see the person who once hesitated, you'll see someone who finally understands what truly matters. Every mistake they once tried to justify has become a lesson they refuse to repeat. Every moment of silence has taught them the value of honest words. They now realize that pride never protected them, it only delayed the happiness they were searching for. That realization has transformed the way they think, the way they plan, and even the way they dream about tomorrow. While the world believes nothing is happening, they are quietly preparing every detail so that when destiny gives them another opportunity, they won't let fear steal it again. This preparation is no longer about winning someone back. It is about becoming the kind of person who can protect something precious instead of losing it. And the closer they move toward that realization, the stronger the feeling becomes that the distance between you is not permanent. It is only the final stretch before something unforgettable begins. The most surprising part is that they have started noticing signs of your presence even when you are nowhere around. A familiar phrase reminds them of a conversation they once replayed 100 times. A simple melody suddenly feels like it belongs to another chapter of their life. Places they once walked past without emotion now carry memories they can no longer escape. Instead of pushing those memories away, they have begun embracing them, because each one reminds them why this reunion matters so deeply. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have also become much more careful with the promises they make to themselves. They refuse to rush. They refuse to repeat old patterns. They are building patience where impatience once existed, understanding where misunderstanding once lived, and courage where fear used to control every choice. Deep inside, they believe that if the reunion happens, it deserves to happen the right way. That belief has become stronger than doubt itself. Every sunrise feels like another opportunity to move one step closer. Every sunset reminds them that time is valuable and should never be wasted on hesitation again. They are no longer waiting for someone else to change the story. They have accepted that the next chapter depends on the choices they make now, and those choices are already leading them toward a future they once thought was impossible. Now the atmosphere around this connection is changing faster than either of you can imagine. Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one they have guarded more carefully than anything else. There is a promise they quietly made when nobody was watching. They promised themselves that if life ever placed you in front of them again, they would not hide behind uncertainty, excuses, or silence. They would finally speak from the heart without worrying about how vulnerable it might make them feel. That promise has become their greatest source of strength. It follows them everywhere, reminding them that real opportunities don't wait forever. They know another chance is valuable beyond words, and they intend to treat it that way. Every quiet preparation, every lesson, every moment of growth has been leading toward one unforgettable encounter that feels closer now than ever before. But one final piece is still missing, and it is the most unexpected piece of all. The next chapter uncovers the silent decision your soulmate made only recently, a decision so powerful that once it begins unfolding, the direction of this entire story will change in ways neither of you could have predicted. Everything has been leading to this moment, even if neither of you could see it before. Don't skip, because this chapter uncovers the silent decision that changed everything behind the scenes. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate finally reached a point where waiting became more painful than taking a chance. For so long, they convinced themselves that keeping their feelings hidden was the safest choice, but deep inside they knew that silence was slowly becoming their greatest regret. One evening, while reflecting on every road that had brought them here, they realized something that completely shifted their perspective. They weren't afraid of rejection anymore. They were afraid of spending the rest of their life wondering what could have happened if they had simply been brave enough to try. That realization became the turning point they never expected. Since then, every day has felt different. They have started organizing their thoughts, letting go of unnecessary fears, and preparing themselves emotionally for a future that once seemed impossible. They have become more patient, more understanding, and far more determined than anyone around them realizes. The person who once hesitated now feels driven by a quiet confidence. They are no longer preparing because they hope something might happen, they are preparing because, in their heart, they believe the reunion deserves their very best. Every lesson from the past has become a foundation for the future they want to build. Every disappointment has quietly transformed into wisdom. And with every passing day, they move one step closer to becoming the person they always wished they had been when your paths first crossed. There is another truth hidden beneath everything you've heard so far. Don't skip, because very few people ever experience a transformation like this. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has begun seeing your connection through completely different eyes. They no longer remember only the difficult moments. Instead, they remember the laughter that once came so naturally, the comfort of simply knowing you existed, and the quiet feeling that life somehow made more sense when you were part of it. Those memories no longer bring sadness. They bring determination. Instead of asking themselves whether the past can be changed, they now ask how they can create a better future if another opportunity appears. This change has influenced every part of their life. They have become more intentional with their decisions, more thoughtful in their conversations, and more willing to face uncomfortable truths about themselves. Even people close to them have noticed that something is different, though no one truly understands why. They simply see someone becoming calmer, stronger, and more focused than ever before. What they don't realize is that every small improvement is connected to one hope your soulmate has carefully protected in silence. The hope that when the reunion finally happens, they will no longer carry the same fears that once stood between the two of you. They want that future to be built on trust instead of uncertainty, honesty instead of hesitation, and courage instead of silence. Now the story reaches the edge of something extraordinary. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the first sign that the reunion may be closer than either of you imagined. Your soulmate has made one final promise to themselves, and this promise is unlike any they've made before. They promise that if life creates even the smallest opening, they will no longer hesitate. They will no longer allow fear to speak louder than their heart. They understand that opportunities like this don't appear endlessly, and they refuse to lose another one through indecision. Every quiet preparation, every lesson, every sleepless night has led to this invisible turning point. They can feel that something is changing, even if they cannot fully explain it. There is a growing sense that the chapter of waiting is slowly coming to an end, replaced by a chapter of courage, honesty, and action. Yet there is still one hidden detail they have told absolutely no one, a quiet step they have already begun taking without attracting attention. When that final piece is revealed, you'll understand why this wasn't just preparation for a reunion. It was preparation for a completely new beginning that neither of you will ever forget. Something inside your soulmate has reached a point where it refuses to stay hidden any longer. Don't skip, because this is where every quiet preparation begins moving toward a real moment instead of just a dream. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. For so long, they believed there would always be another tomorrow, another opportunity, another perfect time to speak. But recently, that belief completely disappeared. They realized that life never promises another chance, and that thought shook them more deeply than anyone knows. Since that day, they have stopped waiting for fear to disappear before taking action. Instead, they have decided to move forward even while their heart is racing. Every morning they wake up with the same thought lingering in their mind. Every night they go to sleep wondering if tomorrow could finally become the day everything changes. They no longer see the distance between you as an impossible wall. They see it as the final obstacle standing before a reunion they have secretly prepared for all this time. They have replayed countless conversations in their imagination, hoping to find the right words, yet they now understand that perfect words are far less important than genuine ones. What matters most is showing up with honesty instead of excuses. They want you to see the person they have become, not the person they once were. That quiet determination has become stronger than every doubt that once held them back. It is no longer a question of whether they care enough. The only question left is how soon they will finally act on everything they have been preparing in silence. As the days continue to pass, another unexpected change is happening within them. They have stopped searching for signs that tell them to walk away. Instead, they are noticing reasons to keep believing. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes the meaning of everything you've heard so far. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have begun a pre-sigh.